guys? It's John McNamara, host, Running Vegas. We're talking local sports, business, real estate. If you guys like what you see today, subscribe, follow us on Running Vegas podcast. Today, got my co-host, Mr. George Hernandez in the house.
What's going on, everyone?
And we got a special guest today. Bill Hargraves.
Who are you? You turn on the camera, you become a totally different person. Who is he? Who are you?
It's my alter
That was
ego.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Don't let the
amazing.
people know.
No.
This is how I am all the time.
Yes. All the time. Wild and crazy.
Yeah, man. So we're excited to have you on. Tell us
I'm
about
excited
you,
to be
where
here.
you're from,
Yeah, thank
what's
you.
your story?
Well, I mean, we're here to talk about the real estate stuff. So I've been in the Vegas real estate for over 15 years. Trained by one of the best in the business, Florence Shapiro. I was lucky enough to start on short sales and foreclosures and battling the banks at Keller Williams. But then I got the amazing opportunity to work for Florence Shapiro. And of course, she was the queen of luxury real estate from 1974 till she passed away. And I spent every moment I could with her. And she was the type of person that... she just changed you by being in her presence. You know what I mean? It made you want to be better. I don't act right all the time, as you two know. And
I don't either.
Right?
Yeah, that's why we like you. Yeah.
She was so amazingly classy and professional and full of integrity that you just were better just by being with her. And of course, Ivan was her partner, and Ivan is phenomenal and just absolutely a machine when it comes to producing and just maintaining the highest level of service to clients you can. So I've been super, super lucky in luxury real estate. And now I'm at Virtue. Darren and I were at Shapiro and Shear together.
Yeah.
Now he has his own firm. And I started a team, not because I needed to, because I have a very productive and successful business individually, but I wanted to pass on, what's the point of getting something if you can't pass it on to somebody else?
For sure.
So I have 9 agents on the team. We're looking to grow, but I want to pass on that Florence and Ivan quality and integrity and level of service, because I think that's one of the things that our business is lacking.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because Darren's been on here multiple times.
Yeah.
He brings them up all the time, too.
Right.
I mean, it
Right.
sounds like you guys were just so heavily influenced in such a positive way. So what were the big things you got out of them that you're integrating with your team right now?
Well, there's no time for, and what can I say on here?
Go ahead.
Okay, there's no time for bullshit and negativity.
Right.
Florence and Ivan were the most goal-oriented, resolution-oriented. I remember one time, my first NBA player, I was going to sell his house in Montessori, and I got the listing, and it was super exciting. And we got a cash offer, right? And we were going to close in 10 days, and it was all good. And I forgot to get the EMD money. I was so excited and so wrapped up in my first deal, right?
Yeah.
And,
That happened to me, too.
and the buyer canceled.
Okay.
3 days before we were supposed to close. And I thought, this is over. I'm done. You know, once I tell them, I'm done. I'm going to get sued by the client. I'm going to get fired by Shapiro and Shear. I'm going to be wearing a paper hat, asking if people would like fries with that. And it didn't happen. She immediately said, well, dear, what we want to do is we want to immediately sell it. So let's open some open houses and let's make some phone calls.
Right.
Within the period of time, we had it back in contract and we got it sold to a casino boss.
Okay.
And we never discussed it again.
Wow.
But I will tell you, to this day, I've never forgotten EMD again.
That is funny.
But there was no, right? There was no argument.
That's
there was
great.
no shaming.
Right.
There was no yelling and screaming.
Just
that
on to the next.
You can't even make a phone call to another real estate agent today, hardly without getting your head chopped off or condescended in some way.
Yeah.
And Florence and Ivan didn't tolerate that shit.
Yeah.
We went straight to resolution.
We had a
Straight to
broker
resolution.
like that and everything. Oh, you're going to get sued up.
None of those. It's funny you said that. It brought me back when I first got, because in New York it was all, I originally sold there as a lawyer state.
Yep.
So they handled everything, earnest money, all that stuff. And then here I came here, I'm like, didn't know contracts, didn't know escrow money.
Yep.
And then somebody canceled out looking for their escrow money. And I did not know. So it was a big lesson for me, and I learned a lot from it too. But that's funny.
But it's the way problems are handled.
Right.
Exactly.
Real estate is tough enough. just to get a client, just to get a deal, all the things that can go wrong in a deal. You don't need somebody who is your guide and your mentor beating the shit out of you if you make a mistake.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely, I agree with that. Our leadership is very similar how we treat our teams. So.
Absolutely, and just the whole ridiculousness of intense sales meetings and shaming and rewarding and all of this kind of stuff that you get caught up in that sucks the energy out of anybody in an already difficult field.
Yeah.
The positiveness, the building up. It's okay to make mistakes as long as we get it resolved. Because there's a long way between your mistakes and the board or any type of punishment, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So why waste time? And I mean, it's just like with the society and the way things are going today and everybody's opinion and they're all caught up in the negativity. I wake up every day now and I consciously disengage. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to care about people's political views, what's going on with things that don't have anything directly to do with me.
Right.
Don't try to tell me how to feel about something. Don't try to influence me.
Right.
Let's stay positive.
Now, have you always been this person, or did you learn this along the way, or have you always been
pretty
very...
much. Look, I had a childhood that fucking Stephen King couldn't write. Okay.
Oh.
So when you survive something like that and you're graced with beautiful people and you come out the other end of that, an amazing person, then at 50, I had 100% blockage to my heart and I had no idea. So before I had the Widowmaker heart attack, I landed on the table of one of the best surgeons in Las Vegas and have had, 8 years of incredible recovery where I went to a very obese kind of not self-caring person to a bodybuilding champion 3 years later after I was on the table. So, I mean, I've always been kind of the person you can't break.
Yeah, okay.
So what do you do for your mindset? Because it seems like you have a strong mindset.
Ignore assholes. I mean, it's really simple. It's not, I'm not one of these, Ram Dass, Buddha type of person. I'm a real person. I'm involved in the mix. I don't sit on a mountain or try to separate myself.
Ignore assholes. I love it.
Yeah.
Well,
I do sit on the mountain sometimes.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you, to be clear. Yeah.
What's the point?
Not
I mean,
being
really,
sarcastic.
we have a limited amount of time every day. We have a limited amount of energy every day.
Right.
Why would I put it in an argument with you?
Yeah.
Right.
And why do I think because your opinion differs?
Although we do like to have the last word every time we're in the office.
Right.
Yeah,
If you guys came into the office,
put a little bit
let me tell you
with
guys.
each other.
Let me tell you guys. It's just a funny story. This is how Bill and we have a relationship now, right?
Became
And
friends over
and
it.
we became friends. I told John even when you had left him. I'm like, I like this guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, but anybody that would have been in that office is like, oh God.
Yep.
Even John's like, I wanted to leave the room. I'm like, I didn't even feel. I'm like, it was lukewarm.
Yeah. Well, because no matter
Then
whether
he comes in, I'm like, okay, Zaddy, how is Hawaii? I know, I just sound like a psycho bipolar person.
because whether I'm sitting
I might
here
be, yeah.
or whether I'm with you guys or whether I'm at home or whether I'm with my friends or whether I'm sitting at the multimillionaires or billionaires that I service in real estate, you get the same person.
Right.
I just think that so many people try to, and this was the biggest thing that Florence ever gave me, was authenticity is number one.
Mm-hmm.
She said, Bill, if you will be 100% authentically yourself, your clients will come to you. You'll never have to compete with anybody else. You'll have plenty of business. Because think about it. She was the queen without a Facebook page or an Instagram or a podcast or whatever.
Awesome.
Everybody knew her name. I called up Corcoran because I had a client that wanted a townhouse in New York City. And I talked to the managing broker at Corcoran before Barbara sold it. And he said, excuse me, what did you say your name was again and where are you from? I was like, I'm Bill Hargraves and I work for Florence Shapiro at Shapiro and Shear Group. He goes, oh, okay, great. And then we conducted our business. We got the listings sent out and all of that kind of stuff. And at the end of the phone call, he goes, oh, by the way, if you ever want to move to New York and you ever want to sell real estate, because you've worked for Florence and we know what she's all about, and we know who she is, you have a seat here at Corcoran.
Nice.
which I was absolutely floored at.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm not
ridiculously.
surprised because if you look at the real estate industry now and the luxury, it's been like everybody who's been part of that has been successful.
Yes.
Not everybody, but most of the luxury top people that I respect have come from that like tree.
Right.
So it's very impressive.
That's a true legacy right there.
And ask
really
anybody
is.
about her.
Yeah,
Even to
everybody
this
just
day, you will
wants to
never find anybody that says anything bad about. I've never heard anybody say negative. And to have the privilege to go anywhere in town with her was like going with, the Queen of England. It was crazy. People just had so much respect, and the funniest part about it is all of that part of it, the awards, the #1 top 25 women, all of these kind of things that we used to go to, she hated it.
Yeah.
She hated it. She was embarrassed. She had one motto and one motto only: Bill, you're only as good as your last deal.
Right.
Yeah, that is true.
And this was from a woman who set records. I mean, seriously, Kristen Roth just broke her record, and she's been dead for quite a while.
Wow.
Not Kristen, Florence, but she just, Kristen's kind of like the new Florence Shapiro, but not new. And I love her. I love her too because, she works from the same format. She's the most professional, integrity-filled, amazing person. And that's who I choose to fill my time with too. So like you guys are professional and amazing and fun, and we're welcoming and always positive and bantering back and forth and not hypersensitive and not polarized on one or two ends. So I think a lot of my energy I draw from the
Crazy
positive
recognizes
people.
crazy. I'm like, he's my people.
Yeah. But I mean, I look forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah. No, we do.
Why would
I'm
you-
like,
why
when I
would
hear
you
your
have-
voice, I'm like, there he is.
Why would you have anybody in your life you don't look forward to seeing?
Right. That's very true.
Right? So
Yeah.
I don't have anybody around me that I don't like. And just because I don't like them doesn't mean that they're imperfect or wrong in any way.
Right,
They're
right.
just not my people.
Right. So tell me, okay, so you have that concept, and then for building the team, what do you seek out? What do you look for? What does the onboarding look like? Or what's that? What's the Bill way? The
Well,
Hargraves
first and
team?
foremost, I don't give a real shit what your experience is. The less experience you have, the better.
Okay.
Okay.
So then that way you
Because-
can mold
More
them.
coachable.
Well, I mean, think about it. You can teach somebody that doesn't know anything, everything, but you cannot teach a know-it-all anything.
Right,
that's
right,
true.
right,
Right?
Right.
And so when Florence and Ivan hired me, I had 18 months of doing short sales. I mean, you should have saw me. I was a nervous wreck the first time. We're standing in a $4 million house in the Ridges, and all of these like perfectly coiffed, beautiful real estate people, and there I am, kind of pudgy and no experience, and I'm like, they must have made a mistake. You know what I mean? Right? What were they thinking? What am I doing here? This
Imposter
is crazy,
syndrome.
right? And that's what all the thing. There was never any advice. Like, because you know what? You go to real estate school and you learn the rules. That's the deal.
Right.
Right? But how often are we blocked in life because we don't know how to be ourselves? The hardest thing is to be 100% authentically ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're
That's
always
my Monday quote now.
right? Because we're always
That's a good one.
influenced
Yeah.
by media or other people. You know what I mean? You're not the right size, you're not the right color, you're not the right experience, you're not this,
Right,
you're not
right.
that. Well, what if we're 100% right as ourselves? So that's what I look for first and foremost in any interview. Do I get a sense that this person is trying to present me with their representative? And then once I hire them, I'm going to get the real person.
Right.
So that's the thing I look
Very
for,
true.
authenticity.
Yeah.
And I think a degree of humility. If you don't know anything, ask first. You know what I mean? What's wrong with not knowing?
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Why are we so shamed that we don't know everything?
Right. Yeah.
Right? Let's find out. And let's find out together. Because
Right.
that's the definition of a team, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I look for the most. And excitement. Excitement over real estate.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Oh, for sure.
Not over money.
Right.
Not over success.
Right.
Not over selling sunset or any other.
He loves
Although
that
I
show.
am starting to
I watched it last night.
I had a little one. I'm like, this is kind of cool.
Well, we'll get you back on your medication and get you off of that shit. But you know, I mean, that's the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Is let's deal with the real business. Because I'll tell you, real estate, I mean, look, I have a high school diploma and no college. And like I said, I was not in a good place when I was in school. So for somebody to have the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
To make more than people that spent 8 or 12 years in college.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a
crazy
real
opportunity,
gift.
yeah.
So I have to protect that gift.
Right.
That's good.
And so I think I also look for in the process is, do you have respect for the business? Are you going to operate within this business that is going to be able to, you know, expand the business as a whole and gain some respect
Right.
and kind of notoriety for realtors, which we don't really have a very good reputation.
No, that's true. So at what point did Bill Hargraves start coming into his own? So at first you're, you know, there and, you know, you're like, okay, you have these perfect people at this
Yes.
meeting in a $4 million home.
Yes.
Where was it a moment in time or was it just kind of,
First $1 million transaction.
okay,
Really?
okay.
So I had a very, very high profile client
Okay.
that called the office.
Okay.
And she had a name that was very similar to a Hollywood person.
Okay.
Like almost exactly the same.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, for some reason, the person at the front desk ignored her.
Okay.
So she called back and I took the call because, you know, I can really handle people that are upset or severely, you know, misaligned.
Yeah.
And so I took her,
Well, we
I
might have to talk a
reassured,
little bit more.
right? I reassured her, you know what I mean? I reassured her and got her to give us a second chance and I got assigned to it. And she was a very busy, very, very high profile woman executive here in Vegas. And she said, Bill, don't bother me with tours. Don't bother me with anything. When you find this house, this is what me and my husband want. When you find it, you call me and don't disturb me till then. So it took me about 2 weeks. I found it. It was in Canyon Fairways. It was a beautiful house. It was $1 million. I called her up. I said, I found your house. She said, you sure? I said, yes. Bring your husband. We'll find it. She saw it. She bought it. And that was my first $1 million home. I think it was $1.05 million.
Okay.
Because the best thing, not all this mindset and motivation and seminar bullshit, but the best thing is when you find out you can.
Yeah.
Right? And when I could, I remember our managing broker at the time, I went in and I said, do you remember the first time you sold $1 million house? She looked up at me and she said, I never have. But that's the moment. That's the come to yourself moment, come to Jesus moment. Oh my God, I'm not here by mistake.
Right,
I can do this.
Right.
And boy, let me tell you, when I saw that check, it was on.
Yeah.
It was on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
awesome.
oh, I'm going to go get,
Yeah.
So
how have you built your business? Is it all just out and about events or?
Well, I'll go to the opening of an envelope. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, because look, it's not about me. It's not about what I sell. It's not the firm that I'm working for. It's about my clients.
Right.
We are nothing without our clients.
Yeah.
You can do $1 million. I know people that spend 90% of their time on Instagram and haven't sold shit this year.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Right? Right?
Yeah, you
Right?
just had the
I know
other day,
people
right?
who go out and buy Lamborghinis that they can't afford and live in big houses and they don't sell nothing.
Right.
Yeah, we know some.
Right? So what are we without our clients?
Yeah.
Unemployed. Broke.
Right.
Zero, nowhere to practice
Yeah.
our craft or if you even practice real estate as a craft.
Yeah.
But what I do is I examine every real estate transaction that I do. What went well, what didn't go well, what went better. So the next time I'm a little bit better because right, I'm still haunted by Florence saying, I don't care if you just sold $12 million in the Ridges. What's next?
Right.
You're only as good as your next transaction. You're only as good as the person. How do you leave people feeling about themselves at the end of the transaction?
Right.
And that's everybody involved.
Yeah.
Right.
If you have an inexperienced agent on the other end, or just somebody who doesn't get the process, or maybe somebody who's a little broke and needs the process, and maybe who doesn't do it perfectly or is flat out awful.
Yeah.
What is what is the
That is
problem
true.
with that? Then I have to step up and I have to work both ends. I don't need to point at that person and say, oh my God, they suck so bad and they're so dumb. And
Right.
I mean, just all of the kind of thing. And that's one of the things that we don't tolerate on the team either.
Right.
If you have a difficult agent on the other side, then
Yeah.
step up, because that's what your duty says.
Yeah.
Right? So I had this client. I just wanted to kill him. And it was a $900,000 house in Summerlin when I first started. And I called up Florence and I said, Florence, I'm going to tell this guy to shove his listing up his ass.
Yeah.
And she said, no, dear, that's not what we do. And I said, well, you better tell me what we do, 'cause that's what I'm going to do. Right? She
Kinda reminds me of somebody
dear.
else.
Right.
I am a hothead.
She said, go read your duties out. And I thought, that's the dumbest thing I've ever, but she's Florence. So I hung up the phone and I read the duties out. I called her back and she said, now, did you read the duties out? I said, absolutely. She said, is there anywhere in the duties out where anybody has to change their behavior or who they are to satisfy you?
Right.
Dude, I love
She
it.
said,
Yeah.
now, go sell the house.
Yep.
Okay. Not only did I sell the house, and this guy was on me like white on rice. Every point, right? He called me a year later from Afghanistan. No shit. Because he was a fighter pilot. And he called me and he said, hey, look, I just wanted to call you, apologize for my behavior. When you sold my house, you did a great job. My wife and I were divorcing. We were having problems with the kids. I was going back to Afghanistan. There was just a lot. And you took it well and you got it done, and I appreciate it. I'm coming home now. I'm all done with my stuff.
Yeah.
I found this house online.
Yeah.
I would like you to get it for me
Yeah.
if you could. I said, absolutely, I will. Not only did he find the house online, but it was my listing. So
Oh,
I
perfect.
double-ended the deal.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
We just sold that house probably about 2 years ago and bought him a new construction in Summerlin. So 6 transactions.
Yeah.
I would have, and he's a current beautiful client
Yeah.
who we're friends with. 6 transactions so far that I would have missed
Yep.
if I had taken that shit personally.
Yeah.
If Florence had
Right.
not instructed me to do my job.
Right.
And that it wasn't anybody else's
Right.
responsibility.
A lot
to
of those
change.
times too, those people just don't know the difference, right? And they treat everybody that way. But I've had tons of transactions that way. They come back and I'm like, we're probably never going to do business again. And just like that, a great example.
Yeah.
They appreciate it because you tolerate the craziness or whatever it is.
And you're really good about that. Like, also, you don't know what they're going through and this and that.
Yeah. Well, I always think about the next deal.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm sure
if I lose it,
irritate
I don't get the next
shit out
deal.
of people, right?
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people that you either love me or hate me. That's kind of like the
That's how that goes
been
with
the
the-
message, right?
Yeah.
I'm very rarely, right? I'm very rarely tolerated, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, people don't have to adjust.
Do you think that's
themselves.
because people are inauthentic and they're scared of?
Probably most.
You know
Yeah.
what? I think a large fucking problem with society today is we're always trying to guess what's going on with somebody else. Who cares?
Right.
I have to keep my shit
And do you
straight.
feel like we're too sensitive now? Because I feel like everyone's too sensitive now.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too sensitive. I don't think that they're focused on the right things.
Oh, that's better.
good
Yeah,
perspective.
yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, let's just give a general whole thing, right? The calls are always coming from inside the house. There's nothing externally that can disturb me
Right.
if I'm in the right space.
Right.
Right.
But I don't know about your mind, but my mind gives me shit about showing up, what I'm wearing, what my size is. All
Right.
of that stuff is internal.
Right.
And the calls are coming from inside the house. I don't have to answer the call,
Yeah.
right? But I think too many people don't understand that their negativity and their bullshit and their susceptibility to the negativity and the criticism of external stuff is really coming from them. And if they
Right.
would settle their inside issues, they would be
Yeah.
absolutely
It's more internal than external, for
immune
sure.
Right.
immune to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So work on yourself. Make sure you're doing what you're doing. Make sure. I mean, because there's a lot of names I could be called, right? But if I don't think that about myself, then
Yeah,
it doesn't
slides
matter,
off.
right?
Gotta love
Right.
on yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So like all of this racism stuff and all this sexism stuff and all this I've been violated and all this, I mean, are you sure? Right?
Right.
Are you sure? Because maybe you're violating yourself.
Right.
Because if somebody calls me names or, has some sort of problem with me and who I am, is it really my problem?
Right.
Do I have to take it on? Or do I believe that about myself too, and therefore they have the complete control?
Right. Right.
See,
Yeah,
so-
you give away your control when you react.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Your
whole
power,
thing
excuse
about
me.
race and sensitivity and stuff, there's only one race. There's only ever been one race, and it's
Yeah.
the human race, and that's it.
Right.
And when we start to really come together under that umbrella, there's
Yeah.
I just found out this thing about Pink, which I love her. Anyway,
Okay.
right?
I do
love
too.
her.
Oh,
One of
we've
my
seen her
top-
twice.
Right? And so the fact of the matter is
I've seen her once, you've seen her twice.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know, right? I didn't know why she calls herself Pink.
Yeah.
I
but
don't
it's-
know either.
I don't know either. Yeah.
It's because she says when you cut us all open, we're all pink on the inside.
Oh, wow, I like her more now.
Right?
She's a performer.
She is.
You should have seen her at Bottle Rock. You missed out on an amazing
But
show.
she is
I saw that
completely,
in it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
okay. Oh,
completely
dude.
authentic.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, Florence had the right.
Now, do you sing? Do you karaoke?
No.
What?
No.
Way to come out of left field.
Well, no, we're talking about Pink, and then we like to karaoke. I'm like, oh, do you like to karaoke? And is that one of the songs? There is one of the songs that
You know
I
what?
sing
That's a
over.
part of knowing yourself too.
All right, we're going karaoke.
Oh, we're
That's what I
not.
just heard.
Oh, we're not. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, but we do like to sing.
Yeah,
yeah,
ninja karaoke. That's where it's at.
yeah. So, what do you do for fun?
You know what? I travel. You know what I mean? I mean, I love Springdale, Utah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
It's just it's a small little strip of vacation spot
Yeah.
outside of the Zion. And
Yeah.
Zion
Do you
has some
hike?
beautiful stuff. Mostly not,
Yeah.
because I go there just to recharge.
Decompress.
But I lived in Hawaii for a long time, so
You just came back from Hawaii too and had a good trip.
Yep.
Are you going to start sauna in Hawaii?
I was thinking about it, but when I came back, I thought, you know what? This is my past.
Oh.
So what's
How did you-
what's my future? So my future is expanding now to Utah. I'm involved in my first development project of 48 parcels.
Nice.
And so that kind of message is like, sometimes you have to just sit quiet and like, okay, so Hawaii is the past. Trying to recapture the past is really
That's beautiful.
sad.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? Can be sad.
Interesting.
So let that be what that is. And then I have a broker that was managing broker at Shapiro and Share. She's been in Utah for 40 years. We've stumbled onto this amazing project that's going to be like the Ridges, like maybe 10 or 15 minutes from the mouth of Zion. So,
Wow.
And I really want
It's growing out there. It's crazy how fast, like 5 years ago.
And Hurricane and Virgin are slanted for 5 times the residential capacity
I believe
of
it.
St. George.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the future is really there, and I'll always hold on to my past. I'll always do deals in Hawaii and stuff, but
Yeah.
let's look forward. Let's
Yeah.
look forward. And Virtue wants to expand out there, which I would do anything to support Darren and Susan. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love
you
those
guys
kids.
you guys are going to
We
come.
love
and,
those kids. Yeah.
we're just gonna rule the Southwest.
Yeah.
Love it. What do you do to recharge?
Well, prayer and meditation is a big thing. The gym is a big thing. You know what I mean? Because I believe if you are like proactive, if you stay ready, then you don't have to get ready.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't want to get ready. I don't want to be unprepared. I don't want to be
Yeah.
surprised. You know what I mean? Because I think surprise comes from our own lack of preparation.
Right. Right.
Our own lack of foresight. So, I mean, and good food, good friends,
Yeah.
just like the basics, like making my bed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Get that dopamine hit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
to. It
shit,
works.
there's enough
Watering the
chaos in the
plants.
world.
Right,
That's,
yeah. I can control
well, I make
this.
the bed because I don't get back in it.
The truth
Right?
comes out.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just like I'm basically boring. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I quit
That's okay,
smoking
though.
in 2011.
Good.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's like,
Have you seen a big improvement from that switch, or?
well, as in, yeah, it
Yeah.
was in a bad way.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I mean, I've probably been sober longer than both of you been alive. But
Okay.
the cigarettes were hard. You know what I mean? Because it's really nice to have a smoke screen between you and other people. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But, you know, and to face life completely straight isn't always easy, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because you get to build your character, you get to build your strength. You know, I think that's another thing wrong with society too, is that we're so trying to either medicate or avoid what makes us strong.
Yeah.
We're built for difficulty. We're built for accomplishment.
Yeah.
We're not built to sit around and whine and complain. My grandmother used to say this, and it was freaking amazing. She said, Bill, this can either make you better or it can make you bitter. Your whole life depends on one letter. Are you gonna let this make you better, or are you gonna make this make you bitter? And it was huge. I mean, I just wanted to slap her because, you know what I mean? I'm going to self-pity, right? Here comes.
Got some good advice.
Here comes Granny, right? And she's like,
You're gonna use that on me, I'm
or
sure
you
now.
can be bitter.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I'm like,
every
okay,
day.
I'd like to be bitter for a while. But,
Yeah.
but who does it kill?
Yeah.
Right? Who does it kill?
Yeah.
Not the person you're mad at.
Right.
Not the situation that went wrong. In fact, if you dwell too much on that situation, you'll probably miss the next opportunity coming along.
Right.
Sure. You're
So that's
focused
one
on
of the
that.
secrets that we had too, that Florence was like, the faster you can get to resolution, and even Barbara Corcoran said it on her YouTube thing, the difference between agents that make money and don't make money are how fast they recover from a difficult situation.
Yeah.
Sure, never heard that one before.
Yeah. How quick you can get to the baseline.
How do you dwell on it?
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap it up.
Already?
Yeah, that's it, man.
so quick. I'm like,
That's it. I want to thank my coach.
Part two.
Hernandez.
Demand a part two.
If you're looking for luxury real estate joining team, build your man. Hit him up, guys. Run to Vegas. Take care of yourself today.
thank you, everyone.